Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Exploring Middle-earth. Once Frodo completed his quest and the ring was destroyed, he returned to the Shire. But instead of staying there, he chose to go to the Undying lands instead. Now, one would think that after destroying the ring, Frodo would at the very least deserve some well-earned relaxation in the Shire. So what caused him to forever leave the shores of Middle-earth? Now Gandalf had once said, "Alas, there are some wounds that cannot be wholly cured." And I think this quote really sums up what was wrong with Frodo, his problem. That Frodo was suffering both physical and magical repercussions from his quest. His wounds never completely healed, and every year, on the anniversary of when he was stabbed by the Witch King on Weathertop, and when he was stung by Shelob, Frodo would fall very ill. And on such an occasion, Sam had actually once found him half conscious on his bed, muttering to himself. Now, apart from these, the quest had an effect on his mental health also, and I think, honestly, the mental damage was a lot worse than the physical. The quest had changed Frodo, and he no longer had the joy of life he had before. The burden of having to carry the One Ring from the Shire all the way to Mordor left him damaged, broken. Frodo was also well aware that the ring had overcome him at the end, since he had refused to destroy it, and he'd always remembered the ring's sweet whispers. The emptiness that the destruction of the ring had left didn't heal or fill up, and we know this as when he was back in the Shire, Frodo had once said, and I quote, "It is gone forever, and now all is dark and empty." Now I think the extent of damage that the ring inflicted upon Frodo was further amplified by the fact that Frodo was a good-natured person, and thus having to deal with these two conflicting parts in him, it would really leave him in turmoil and torn apart. He could no longer appreciate Middle-earth, the Shire, the smaller, nicer things in life, because deep down, he wouldn't feel like a complete person. He'd always know that there was one thing, however small, that was missing, and that was the ring. Now at first Frodo wasn't sure that he'd never heal, as when the War of the Ring was over, he was actually very keen to return back to the Shire, to the life he had previously. However, despite him having the hope that he may heal in the Shire, deep down I think he knew that he was permanently scarred. As once, during a conversation with Gandalf, Frodo had said, "There is no real going back. Though I may come to the Shire, it will not seem the same, for I shall not be the same. I am wounded with knife, sting and tooth, and a long burden." Now because of all these factors, the mental effect, the physical effect, the fact he couldn't heal, Frodo eventually realized that his time in Middle-earth was over, and that he may yet find further healing in the Undying lands. Now normally, for a mortal person such as Frodo, it was forbidden to travel to the Undying lands by boat. However, it's believed that Arwen had asked Gandalf to speak to the Valar, who were the gods in Middle-earth, and she asked him to tell them that Frodo would go to Valinor in her place, since she had decided to become mortal and live with Aragorn instead. One could say she was basically giving him her ticket to the Undying lands. Now this wasn't all Arwen gave him, because she also gave Frodo a jewel for comfort. And whenever he was troubled by the memories of Mordor, the memories of his quest, the physical pain, Frodo would grasp this jewel, and it would give him a degree of relief. It would help him forget these menacing thoughts. Some believe that this jewel also indicated that she was giving Frodo her passage to the west, so to speak, but this is never confirmed. I always used to find it sad that Frodo, after giving up so much in his quest, after going through so much, that he couldn't even enjoy the peace he had restored, the Shire, his home, everything he valued before. It really gave the books and film a bittersweet ending. Many believe that a part of Tolkien's experiences are actually imbued here, that Tolkien had fought in the First World War, and during that war a lot of soldiers suffered from PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, and the way Frodo acted and the stuff he was going through almost sound like PTSD. Anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. How did you feel about it? What did you think? Did you think I left out anything or disagree with me or whatever? Just leave a comment below and I'll check it out, guys. Apart from this, I would truly like to thank you all that we've exceeded 50 subscribers, which might seem like a bit, but for me it means a lot. Knowing that there are people out there who are getting something out of this video, it is incredible motivation. So honestly, thank you all for the support, it's incredible. For those of you who are new here, if you enjoyed the video and feel I deserve it, please leave a like, and if you enjoyed this content and want more like it, subscribe. I hope to see you all in my next video, where together we can once again explore the wonderful world and lore of Middle-earth.